Welcome to the Golden Nuggets.
This podcast is brought to you by Reka Studio. If you are struggling with creating content because you have no time, you don't know how to, and you are lacking of ideas, this is for you. For just $1, here's how Reka Studio can create 8 reels for you for 1 whole month. And the best part is, it'll only take 3 hours of your time. First, the Reka team researches your industry and creates a custom content guide, including everything from the best SEO keywords, top videos in your niche, and the best topics for you to speak on to connect with your audience. Secondly, we have a recording process that allows us to record high quality videos that looks professional, and it'll only take minutes to set up. Thirdly, our team handles all the editing, so each video holds your audience attention while still being authentic. Fourth, our team will schedule the post to your selected platforms on autopilot. And the best part is, all this for just $1 to get you started. We can only slot in 5 more clients, so visit tgnpodcast.com/Reka to find out more. Terms and conditions apply. Nuggets, back to the episode.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast. We are still with Diplomat Collective and this is part 2. Ami, you have a question earlier.
Yeah, so we already roughly understand Arai's background and how she actually managed to merge business and also the creative side. What about Iqbal? Like, how's your background like? And were you even a design student back then?
I mean, just to share that I have not come from a design background or from an art school.
Okay.
Like, it's mostly self-taught.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I did. Okay, like if I were to say design school, I did went, but it's a private school, not via the mainstream, like like Poly or like NAFA and stuff like that lah. Yeah, so there was this school called First Media Design. I'm not so sure whether it's still existing till now.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was where I learned graphic design, or I would say that I took the course of multimedia design. Yeah, but I mean, just to share a little bit of background of where I started. So when I did A-levels, which was in Jurong Institute,
Okay.
which is now Millennium Institute.
Kira budak pandai ni.
Tak pandai. Jurong Institute 3 tahun punya A-level.
Okay.
So it's not like the mainstream 2 years one lah. So my O-levels wasn't that good lah. Yeah, then I got kicked out of the school also.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I repeated 2 years 2 times.
Okay.
So I repeated my first year, and then when I went to my second year, that because unfortunately I had to repeat my year again, they say cannot, then I got kicked out lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so because of that, like I tried to do private A's, and then I think basically A-levels wasn't for me lah. Yeah, so I literally, like, just to share, like when I did my AO level general paper, I wrote 1 paragraph and I walked out. Yeah, then I just go back. I told my mom, I said I cannot do A-levels lah. I mean, she scolded me and stuff like that, but I think it was an inevitable choice that I had to make lah. So I went into NS. I came out of NS. Then I started work as a security guard at Cisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at that point of time, just to share a little bit of a backstory, like I met this guy named Fazuli. So he that time was under this Abang Abu, like in terms of working, and then he saw me draw something.
Is it Fazuli Wahab?
Yes, Fazuli Wahab. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then that time there was this guy lah. Dia macam buat jutawan, apa nama dia? So it's like this Malaysian guy lah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Then like he saw like, hey, like you should expand on your art lah. Like you should do something creative. Then I said I wanted to do that because in initially when I graduated from secondary school, my O-levels, I wanted to enter TP design.
Okay.
Or either that or Nanyang Poly design. Yeah, but then my mom said like, oh, you must take A-levels because A-levels is the way to go. If you can get 3 years, 3 years, I tried lah. So I followed lah. But unfortunately I didn't lah. So he was the one who recommended me like, hey, you should try this lah, First Media Design. So I signed up while I was working as a security guard, and then halfway 2 years down the road, I actually became a multimedia teacher dekat River Valley High School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and while I was there, they asked me to teach the students graphic design, like basic graphic design using Photoshop and stuff like that, and videography.
Okay.
Yeah, and videography was actually a module that I was learning while I was doing my multimedia design course dekat First Media.
Okay.
Tapi because of that, I wanted to expand. So happens that my sister-in-law nak kahwin, and she got a videographer, and then like I was just playing around, I was doing the video, and I pieced it together for her, and people saw it, and then they say, why not you try wedding video?
Okay.
So I opened a production house with a friend who was also in First Media. We call it Lablade Production.
I see.
So she does photography, I did videography, and I was doing that for almost like I think 2.5 to 3 years. Yeah, like we get word of mouth from friends and stuff like that, do wedding videos and stuff like that. But I mean, it was a passion at that point of time, but drawing was my innate passion. Like I like to draw when I was young. Like I was copying like we were watching like all the 90s cartoons kind of thing.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters and stuff. So I was drawing and I love drawing. So at that point of time, after that I graduated from First Media and I was still at River Valley High School. That's where I took my first step into the creative scene.
Okay.
Like I went into my first agency, and that's where I met Shakir. So Shakir was actually I wouldn't say a direct colleague because he was working in another company, I was working in another company, but my company is their sister company, somewhat like that.
Okay.
So I met with him, lepak with him. Then he was like, "Hey bro, like your artwork boleh taruh kat Instagram ah." Yeah, and then that's where my journey of illustrator started.
I see.
And when I put myself out there, and then I also got interest because I found out like, hey, there's some exhibition, some open calls. At that point of time, there's a lot of like artwork open calls where you can just submit your artwork, no cost. You won't get paid and anything. You just be featured on like magazine and stuff like that. So one of the open calls that I did was Cult magazine.
Okay.
Till now it's still running. Cult Gallery is still running. Yeah, so I got featured lah, and because of that, like it became part of my portfolio. And then I started to put open calls for like there's this gallery called Glitch last time. Yeah, and then when we go down to the exhibition opening, that's where I met artists. Yeah, and that's where I met the collective, and then that's where I met Ara and all these and all the artist friends that we know. So like, to be really honest, like even in 2014, like there was this portfolio platform called Behance where you put up. And just so happens, Shaq got emailed to do a portfolio review event.
Okay.
And then that's where me, Shaq, and Haziq, a friend of ours who runs this. I mean now he's a creative lead in another company. But last time he still currently runs this place called VI. So we create this portfolio review. Then from there, like I met people like from Tell Your Children, like Clock 2, Ink 10. And that's where I saw like, hey, you know what? Like to be an illustrator, to be able to work with brands is something that is viable lah. And then that's where like while pursuing my journey as a creative, as a graphic designer, like I was doing a lot of like this illustration. So happens like I've been working with Cult. So my first illustration job that paid quite a good sum was with Cult.
Okay.
So they did something related to STB. Yeah, they wanted to do like a t-shirt design. Yeah, that itself, the payout, I mean, just to share, like it was about 2-3K.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so happens that because of that, then I also pursued like mural art and stuff like that. And then with Shaq and Shamir, we decided to do that. And then like it's literally like, for example, when you put yourself out there, sooner or later there will be inquiries coming in.
Yeah.
And then it's just about like learning the art of negotiation, how you price yourself, how you think you can negotiate. So of course the byproduct rule is don't do things for free. But then my question is, what is not free lah?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be money. It can be like I mean, clients will always say like, oh, exposure. That's their so-called calling card that they always use.
Yep.
But then my question that I always ask, like I always something that for younger artists to learn is, how do you measure that exposure? Yeah, because certain exposure, like for example, like this company company A comes to you, like, hey, you know what, you do art for me, like I give you exposure. Then you look at the following, like 1K. What exposure apa? You know what I mean? Yeah. But then like if you see this company like, wow, do Instagram collab, put your name out, keep on throwing Insta stories. See if there's an opportunity. Hey, you did your project for me like this, right? Like I think I got this client, he might need your expertise. Like put you forth. that level of exposure, I think for sure you can trade with something that you can work your art for them lah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say free lah. You know, that means in return he's actually like hyping you up, creating opportunities for you. Yeah. So how you balance that out?
Yes, correct.
That is something that everybody, a starting artist or an artist who wants to start their career, has to go trial by fire. Yeah, you have to take that leap of faith.
How about networking?
Yeah, and networking. So networking, another thing. So like for example, like for me, how I started networking was when I go for exhibitions.
Okay.
So when you have these opening nights with exhibitions, you are not only meeting artist peers. So you will, of course lah, like, you know, especially for introverts or people who don't know how to carry themselves, they will be very shy. They will talk with their team, you know. But then I think this is where you also measure who your friends are. Like for example, if it's me and you talk to me, I'll be like, hey, come. I introduce you to this guy. He's from this brand, so and so. Like, you know, maybe I think you can, you know. So like that level, that when you have that understanding of collaboration, like at the end of the day, when you think about it, right, like my analogy of life is there's an opportunity for everyone.
Yes.
There's no need for us to gatekeep.
Correct.
You know, at the end of the day, there's this amount of things. Like for example, if you want to monopolize the art scene, that means everything will bottleneck at you.
Correct.
Then if it bottlenecks at you, your reputation also will go down because you cannot deliver.
Correct. Yeah.
Then you want to delegate. Yes, you can delegate, but then how much can you delegate?
Won't be the same quality also.
Yeah, exactly. And certain clients want certain things. So if I were to be someone who understands my friends, and I see like, hey, actually this client can work with this friend because he's looking for this star. Like build the bridge.
Yes.
You know, like help each other out. You know, at the end of the day, like I feel like if we can create this ecosystem of working together, and which is what we as Diplomat always try to do, like, I mean, wishful thinking lah. We always wish for that, but then I think that's how we can motivate each other. You know, because at the end of the day, we are not only just like giving opportunities for people, but we also like, I would say like in the end, it will kind of help us out also lah.
Yes,
you know,
correct. Yeah.
Like it's like the more you give, like at the end, like I mean, for me personally, when I think about it, like they always advise me, hey, you got to take care of yourself. But then for me, my mindset is if I take care of like the people I care about so much, eventually there are people that will care for me.
Yeah.
That's true. And that's why I think about when it comes in terms of networking lah. So I mean, I think one of the reasons why she said that, because when I was working, so there's an agency that I used to work, which is an influencer marketing company called Gush Cloud.
Okay.
So I was privileged enough that the president of Gush Cloud is Russell Simmons, who is the head of Def Jam.
Yeah.
But then, because when I saw that, I learned that network is power.
Yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, power must be used in the right way.
Yeah.
You know, which
Must
is
be used
like,
responsibly.
Yeah, must be used responsibly and in the right way, like in the sense that how do you share your network? How do you bring people up to be part of that network, and then you create this ecosystem and stuff like that. Yeah. So from there, I realized that knowing people is important because it creates opportunity, and when you have that platform to create opportunity, you can bring others in.
Correct.
Yeah. And at the same time, I guess for creatives who are young and starting out, like for me, like my analogy is always fail fast, build up faster.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I'm the type of person, if we see the dynamics of Diplomat, I'm the person diving in most of the time. I'm the one taking the risk.
And I'm the one scolding him.
Yeah, most of the time. Or I'm the dreamer most of the time. I always give her like ideas, and then she say like, what's this? I don't understand you. And then we'll fight, argue, and then he'll be like, okay, chop. Let me summarize it for you guys to.
Because he has the idea, but he cannot communicate.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
The visual is right there, but then he gets frustrated when I don't get it. It's like, of course I don't get it. You don't know how to say it out. You have to enunciate. Like, what is going on? Then he said, oh man. Then he get frustrated alone. Then I said, then I have to dig it out from him.
There is a problem that I have, and I totally understand, because we are visionaries.
Yes.
Yeah, so you tend to have like crazy ideas out of the world, and then you want to do something, but then we need to have another person who can actually help us pen down the thoughts, and then another person to like do it like strategically for us.
Yeah, but it's tiring for me.
So now because I joined, right, then I need to take the part of like the person who puts it out for them lah. Okay, you say these points, you say these points. Okay, now which part that you don't understand, which part that you understand, and then we meet halfway.
Okay.
Because if not, then it's mainly arguments, but then we might not get to another level. We need to bring our conversations that we have. Sometimes it might be discussions, sometimes it might be arguments. But at the end of the day, there is an objective. So the objective is to get to somewhere where we can agree on. Still keep within the diplomat direction. And with that matter, the way that you bring it to that level is to actually take the good ideas from him and the good ideas from her, and then after that you meld it together to form this like a solution. So the main thing is actually to find a solution to the client's needs. That's all. I mean, you can have your ideas, and she can have her this idea cannot work, but at the end of the day, because it's for the better of the company, so we have to meet halfway and we have to do the best of both outcomes lah.
So in other words, Rais is the diplomat within diplomat.
No, because he just joined us, right? He doesn't know how our banter works.
Okay.
To me, all ideas are good ideas. It depends on how you make it happen. So this one, he doesn't know how to communicate his ideas, right? He just have the end vision. So I have to push his buttons a lot and give him a lot of mind stroke, right? Then he will kejong, he will freeze, and then he'll be like, oh man, like it's like this. You know, you keep repeating yourself, also no points. I don't see where this is going. And then he tried to show me some visuals. Then after a while, like maybe like 1 hour of arguing, and then he showed me, okay, I know what you're talking about. You give me a second. Then I pen down, I draw. So, yes. I was like, oh my god, this is so easy to communicate, and you took like what? How long? We have to, you know, this could just not happen. This argument not just happen if you would have like think.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't blame him because that is his nature.
I know, so that's why I'm very tired.
Because actually, I feel it should happen. It should happen because that's
But
where
why
the
me?
best. That's where the best ideas come from.
Yeah.
Because without that so-called banter that we always have lah, you can't reach to the next level. So
I mean,
we always want that.
So I always tell him he's actually asking all the wrong questions. So I will kind of like stack it and arrange it and ask him properly and really tekan him until he give me the answer that
Kau ni suka keluarkan aku punya aib lah. Tak baik tau.
facts is facts.
Just kidding. It's okay.
Facts is love.
No, but I guess for me, like, I totally understand, and I'm fine as long as she's fine with the dynamic. I'm fine because I mean, just to share, when we were running, like, just to know, like, Diplomat is a 5-man team. Now I think there's 11 members, but then actively there's only 4 of us.
Okay.
Yeah, but then most of the time, if it's in the office, most of the time it's always me and her. So like we've been thanking the collective for a very long time. Yeah, and sometimes to a point that, of course, when you have the 2 founders coming into loggerheads, right, it's always a very heated argument. But then, like, I told her, and I think it's something that even like all those who are starting out, like, this is something that you have to face, because at the end of the day, if there is a heated banter, that means we are still very passionate about our cause. We are still fighting. We don't want to be like, you know, like
suka hati kau.
Suka hati, The moment that happens, you know, this guy will be going out soon, because
that's
he's
true.
finding
That's a brilliant golden nugget.
That moment you see that disconnect, that's it. You have lost that person.
And also, don't take too hard. Jangan ambil hati sangat lah. We are just saying facts, right? And if you feel that you're not represented or you're not validated, something is missing. So talk it out lah.
To be really honest, I know she's finding 100 ways to kill me. The moment I know, like, confirm aku mati 100 kali dalam
after the argument is over, right? Back to normal lah.
So Rais is new in the team. When the first time you see them bantering out, how do you feel, and like how do you react to it?
To be honest with you, it's normal lah, because we have the same circle of friends.
Okay.
And the banter is the same.
Oh, serious?
Dia punya banter is like kurang hajar banter sometimes. So it's normal for me. So it's not something that I have to, slowly get into the thing. like from the get-go, I land and I start running.
Okay.
Yeah, because the moment I joined, they were already running workshops. Yeah, and workshops, if you don't know what you are doing, then you simply can't teach.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like when I come, I ask her, okay, what do I need to do for the workshop? What is the aim of the workshop? What is the objective? What do you want the what you call it, customers? What do you want the customers to get out of the workshop? Macam do they get an artwork that they are proud of and all that. So macam dia dah lay down. Okay, this one I had to push her lah.
Okay.
Because I say what? Can you tell me what? So macam sometimes it's hard to get same thing lah. Like maybe she finds it hard to get from her. Like I also find it hard to get. So I will push to get the answers that I want. So that for myself, because now I also will be running some of the workshops. So I also need to understand like what is the diplomat direction. Yeah.
We always have to have this kind of conversations and checking in lah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what he's talking about, because like just to share, we did a client called Resort World Cruises.
Okay.
We did art exhibition on a cruise.
Wow.
So while we are on board, it was like a 3-hour talk, like about the art of letting go. Because she's the type of person where she needs to, like when she sees and envisions something, and when she doesn't trust our process, she will hold it.
Okay.
But then we always say like, bro, you need to trust us. How to trust if
Because
you haven't do?
If you're gonna, if I can see that you're gonna fuck it up, then might as well don't.
Yeah. It's your reputation, right?
Yeah.
It's not repetition. It's just very frustrating. I have to.
It's
I don't want to
frustrating for
babysit.
her
You know.
because she has a certain way of doing things, and to get that outcome that she wants, in her mind it has to go a certain way.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, like everyone has their own way of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes we tell her that it's okay to let go because we are here with her. Diplomat is like currently the 4 main members are like you can let go of your so-called insecurities, like or rather like your doubts. Yeah, so we are here to always support each other. Whether it be any campaign, any activations whatsoever. Yeah, you just need to say, okay, guys, I can't do something, or I can't make it for something. Are you able to? There's always someone to step up to the mental. Yeah.
But so far, is this the only challenge that you guys have? Like trying to get or trying to visualize the creative from another person, or do you have any other challenges that you face as a collective?
Interesting.
I think the challenge has always been to grow very organically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So business-wise, we definitely want to gain stability. And with stability, we can do a lot more things. And I definitely want to be able to feed my team and to make sure that the projects that and the directions that we are going, it is heading towards potential that we can grow in the right way. Then I think apart from that, is also to grow the team in order to delegate more tasks. That in itself, I think, so with people, we always say that we only want people that we want to vibe with, right? And it's quite hard to babysit all the time.
Yep.
Do I have the time to babysit? No, I don't. I assume that if you want to come in, you come in eager, you come in hot, you come in hungry. Do I need doubts? Do I need depression? That's you.
No, to be honest, these are the things that sometimes we need to deal with when
pening
we have other people like joining us, or like members or new members or whatnot. Like we have to actually think about their mental state. It's something. Maybe it's not something that we are used to, but it's something new that the generation now, it's big on like mental health and all that. So it's something that we have to get accustomed to.
Okay, maybe I cannot compare because we grew up in a different generation, right? So
Kau berapa jauh dari generation?
Kau
We. Kau ingat kau muda sangat tu?
Sorry, but at the same time, while it's true that we need to think about all these things, I think I forgot whether it's one of our past guests who mentioned this. Business doesn't care if you are depressed or not.
Okay, so because we operate like friends, if you're sad, I definitely would want to know,
Yes,
like,
correct.
are you okay? But if you take it as your personality all the time, I don't know how to talk to you. No.
I mean, in a nutshell, yeah. We are slowly trying to adopt a more business approach, business-minded approach, but at the same time, we have to understand our origins. So when we first started off in 2017, it's just a group of friends wanting to paint murals. Yeah, but then now down the road, like it's the four of us that are really making our bread and butter as such. Yeah, you have to create it with a business mindset. However, I think we are trying our best not to lose our soul or our origin, which is we put our friends first. And I think like I know it's a very uphill task to take, but it's something that if we want to take up the challenge, then let's do it, you know. And I'm glad and I'm blessed that my team members here feel the same, and that's why we are always working towards that, regardless of like how big our arguments are, you know. By the end of the day, we know we are not reaching the personal level, you know. We are just trying to provide a solution and delivering. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's a nice segue before we go to part 3. So guys, don't be sad, don't be depressed, because part 3 is coming up. Stay tuned. Bye bye.